Now let's welcome Olapeju Popoola of Novant Health Psychiatric Medicine. Welcome, Olapeju. I am so excited to meet you, and I know our viewers are anxious to meet you too. So how about sharing some of your experiences, your work experience and your education with us?
Sure. Thank you for having me here today. I appreciate being here.
You're welcome.
My background is in psychiatry. I am a physician assistant. So we do a lot of work very similar to doctors, diagnosing, treating with medication. I went to school in Georgia, South University in Savannah. And my family is originally from Nigeria, which is, I grew up partly there and the rest of the time here in the U.S. So I've managed to grow up in two different cultures.
That's nice.
Yes,
That's
yes it is. Very interesting. So I get to bring all of that with me to my job.
Yeah. I'm curious, what interested you first in the field of psychiatric medicine?
Sure. During the course of my clinicals through PA school, I got to work in the ER, and I started to see a lot of psychiatric patients in there and realized that there was a great need. And after that, I did clinicals in psychiatry and saw where those patients went after they left the ER. And that really piqued my interest. And I went into psychiatry once I graduated from school, and I've been there ever since.
Wow, there's a huge need for it, especially here in this area.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, what brought you to Brunswick County?
Absolutely. In fact, the great need in this area brought me to this county. There's such a scarcity of psychiatric resources really all across the coastal areas in North Carolina and South Carolina. So that's why I came here.
Yeah, there is a great need, and folks just don't know where to go. They don't know who to reach out to.
Absolutely.
So shows like this can help bridge that.
Yes.
So when did you join Novant Health Psychiatric Medicine?
Interestingly enough, right in the middle of COVID in April of this year.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of COVID.
Yes.
But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about your clinic. And you have a partner at the office. So tell me about that.
I do. We have a clinic that not only does psychiatric medicine, but does neurology, endocrinology, which is really nice to have those branches of medicine nearby. But I work most closely with our clinical psychologist. She's a licensed clinical social worker, and she does the counseling aspect of the patient care. So in psychiatry, we do medication management to stabilize the problems. But then we do therapy to help the patient change their thought patterns, change their behaviors, and the two work hand in hand.
Hand in hand. And I know your office is located on Smith Avenue in Charlotte.
It is.
So it's very convenient. Big parking lot, very nice.
Very much, right across from the post office.
Right. Are there any specific conditions that you focus on?
No, we run a general psychiatric practice, so we see everything from depression, anxiety, bipolar, a lot of ADHD, and sometimes even schizophrenia.
Really?
Yes, sometimes.
Oh, wow. Well, this has been a really unique year. And I know for myself even, and probably many others out there, this pandemic has caused a lot of other problems. It's hard to deal with sometimes. Do you see that impacting your patient load?
Absolutely. COVID has caused a lot of social disconnection.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the things that people used to do to cope with their anxiety or their depression is no longer available to people. So oftentimes they will have to come into the office and be seen, or actually we also offer video visits, which are really helpful in today's world, to help start on medication, or even sometimes just to start with counseling, just to give people somebody to connect to socially. because there's so much isolation now with COVID.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to be an upbeat person in right now. It just seems like the weight is so heavy on your shoulders that
it can be.
and you need to talk to somebody about it. So,
Yes, yes.
does a visit to your office, does it require a referral?
Currently, yes. Currently, yes.
So patients would need to call their primary care and talk to them about visiting your clinic.
Yes, yes. Usually we do that because it gives us an idea of what's going on with the patient already, what medications they're on, so that we don't have to waste time going over the same medications already.
Right.
It gives us a little bit of information before the person walks in the door. And we do
And so-
review those
Yeah.
before they come in.
Then your office would, once the referral's made, your office would then call the patient and schedule that appointment.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
correct?
Yes, we have a wonderful team of people in the office that provide that service for me because I could not do everything by myself, of course.
Right.
Our front staff people are very responsive. As soon as the referrals come in, they contact the patient and make sure they get them seen as quickly as possible.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Peju.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to having you back again. That's such an interesting field, and
is.
I would love to have you back.
Oh, thank you. I would love to come back and talk some more about it.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.